Hi everybody, it's Pete, Mindwiseman's channel, aka Maverick Outdoors, and today I'm just doing a brief video on suggestions for smoked meat, long life food that you can take out on the trail, and also basically due to this and this little new hat here, a gratitude video. This story starts from a couple of months ago. You may have seen my video where I did a wild camp on an island, one of the many ones that I've done, and I was cooking on the open fire, campfire, and I had half a marrow, or known as a squash or marrow, and cooked it in the embers of the fire. And as I was doing that on the wild camp video, I was talking about how it came about to put this marrow, cooking it in the embers of the fire. And it started off from a bit of liaising with Nick from Whitetail Bushcraft on YouTube. And I've mentioned on this video where I was cooking the marrow that we had a bit of liaising comments between each other's videos on YouTube, and I'd watched one of his videos where he'd got a squash marrow type vegetable and stuffed it with venison meat, which he'd procured himself, hunted and procured himself. And I made a comment saying it would be really great to sort of do something like that on a campfire. I've sort of stuffed vegetables before, but maybe not considered that, especially with venison, because in the UK we tend to have sort of minced lamb, minced pork, beef, maybe chicken. Not that we don't have venison or deer meat in the UK, but it's not maybe as common a feature in the diet because our lifestyle in the UK and parts of Europe isn't sort of going out in the wilderness and hunting for your food basically. So of course in the US there's much more prospect to actually go and hunt your own food. So of course it was the idea of having the venison. Now this is smoked venison sausage meat, which looks a bit like salami, but I tell you what, it tastes much better than that. And then also the same sort of meat, but a little bit more spicy, with like spices and seasoning, but smaller sticks. And in the UK and Europe, it's similar to what's known as pepperami, which are small sticks of meat, which are cured and smoked, long life in a little packet. And these are smaller, obviously these are more versatile to maybe vacuum pack them, which I'm going to do in the future. When I received these I put them straight in the freezer. But cheers Nick, we've already messaged between each other about this meat, which I'm really grateful for. This has come all the way from Ohio in the good old US of A, and in Nick's words, to help me on a crisp cold night, he sent me this hat, which is going to be a great sleep hat as well, because I can put it right over my eyes and just get nice and cosy and togged up. So he sent me this hat without knowing that I was actually going to receive this, but he said there's a little surprise. So of course this came in the packaging. I've eaten some of this already and I've never tasted anything like it. It's just pure meat, it's minced up, and his mother is the person that sort of seasons it and has the recipes. So basically she made these for me, and Nick sent them all the way from Ohio about a week or two ago, and so I'm going to be, it's as much as I can to discipline myself and not eat it all at once, but I'm keeping this frozen so it's going to keep for longer. But what I've done is I've cut it into sections so I can unwrap it without having to defrost it, break a piece off, so I don't have to defrost the whole lot. And I've done it the same with this as well. And then on these small sticks, which are really going to be high in protein, and considering your body can't process protein, so you have to ingest it, you have to intake it, this is great trail food. And for those of you that eat jerky or use jerky, especially in the US, you're going to know how much I'm going to appreciate this, because it's going to really come in useful. I'm also going to use it for homemade pizzas. So I said to Nick, I'm going to replace it with pepperoni or pepperami, or even salami based pizzas, and actually use that for it, and also use it on trail as well. And then this hat, which as you can see looks well cosy, can sort of brim it up a bit, but it's also, you can see it's got a sort of foliage pattern on it. So again, from comments that I made on Nick's videos with some of the hunting gear he had, commented on the type of stuff, and of course knowing that I like camo stuff, or any really clothing that just blends into the environment. So I'm really appreciative of that. It's acrylic hat, quick drying, so if it gets wet, easy drying. So that's really nice. So what I will be doing is sorting out some recipes that I can use this smoked venison sausage meat with, As I say, I'm keeping it in the freezer for the moment, so obviously it stays frozen and lasts for longer. I don't know if you can see that moving a bit. That's one of the sections. So I could take it out of the freezer, say now, take this piece off. I'd maybe vacuum pack it. What I might do is actually vacuum pack it, repack this and put it in the freezer. But I've got like little sections here that I can take off, and that's quite enough to stick with some noodles or vegetables or any other sort of creative recipes you can think for trail food. So of course these smaller ones are really good because I can defrost these and then vacuum pack them, as I said earlier, and put them in my pocket and just open the packaging and just eat it on the trail. So you're always keeping yourself sustained with sort of protein, so that's really good. And as you're probably aware, that smoked meat that gets sort of dried out through the smoking process lasts for much longer and doesn't perish while out on the trail, provided you sort of make sure it sort of stays away from certain elements. But I know I could take a section of this out if I had this, say, for one meal. Take it out with me. Keep it obviously out of direct heat until it's actually going to be heated up or recooked. But as far as it, lasting longer, I know it's not going to perish, so I could sort of keep this out with me for quite a few days, and especially with the little sticks as well. I think it took about 5 days from when Nick posted it to get to me, so I sort of sealed it up and to keep it fresh in the fridge and in the freezer. But it was all packed up in sort of a grease-proof type paper, all tightly sealed and then wrapped in Ziploc bags. And put in a nice plastic container. Thanks for that, Nick. I'm sure I'm going to find a use for that as well, with the hat as well, then boxed up to come air freight all the way from Ohio in the US of A to the UK where I am. So I really appreciate that. So it's just really as well a gratitude video. Thanks Mum, thank Nick's Mum for this and all your family, and just sharing it with everyone to say that through YouTube and things that we all have in common, especially with the outdoors. Outdoors stuff from bushcrafting to hunting, where we give ourselves a sense of challenge. It sort of creates a camaraderie, and from someone I didn't even know existed from sort of 3-4 months ago, he sent me this. And just to sort of finish off, Nick sent me a message, and I think this applies to sort of everything to do with respect for the wild and nature and what have you. But he said, what better way to pay respect to an animal that you hunt and kill is to share it with a good friend, and I really appreciate that, Nick, so thank you very much. It's graciously send someone a gift because they know the person would appreciate it, because it's to do with the subject that we all love, and that's getting in the outdoors. Also, Nick messaged me to say that watching some of my videos inspired him to make his own, but he'd have been making his stuff anyway, and maybe I just spurred him on to do it a little bit quicker. So if that's the case, Nick, keep doing what you're doing. I really respect and appreciate this gesture, and before it starts to defrost I better put it back in the freezer, because if it does defrost I'm going to have to eat the whole lot. So what I will do in the near future, watch out for some campfire cooking where I'm going to be utilising this and trying to create a variety of different recipes of smoked meat and things like jerky, which you guys might already be using anyway. Oh yeah, and one extra thing, you can see that because it blended in with the camo material. A bit of real tree camo tape that sealed the bag and the box that all this gift came in. So I'll be using that, finding a use for this, even if it's wrapping around some shiny metal objects to make them a little bit more clandestine. So thanks for watching, albeit normally my stuff is outdoors, wild camping, outdoor activities, but being here in Room with a Review, just sharing this gratitude, and in the future I'll be showing you how I'll be using some of this stuff. So take care, be out there and be safe, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers.